The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
The text line, I feel, has summed up perfectly. I think the difference that all of us in Jaguar Nation feel right now versus, I mean, honestly, Hick, I got to go back to, with all due respect to David Garrard, who forged a couple of playoff years, and I, appreciate and respect David Garrard in his game.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go back to Brunell to find any kind of excitement about the offense, and even then at the time, that wasn't always the feeling,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But this sums it up. I don't know the last time that you could say this as a Jaguars fan, even in the years that have been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I can go into a game and have a real hope of there being a chance, even if we get behind. That's a major difference. It is.
Right. That's what I mean. That's what I said at halftime, 24-10. We still got a shot here.
Yeah, that game ends 42-16 in the past.
Correct.
And that's not going away. There's too much talent and too good of an offensive coordinator there for this. Now, look, it's going to have its game where it scores 10 points. I mean, that happens to the best of them.
Right.
But this offense again, you don't get better, you get better quarterbacks. Never truer than what we're seeing here in these first two games.
Yeah,
We're a different team because of that.
Mm-hmm. Good to see DJ Chark having a nice game, too. Just so much good coming out of the Jags, and we'll talk more about them, obviously, at the top of the hour with Breakfast with Baselli and see what he has to say after his strange day yesterday calling the road game from the stadium. So that'll be
that is one of the many COVID conundrums going on right now. I said earlier,
very small traveling party with the Jaguars, unless you see the Titans had 8 fans. They allowed 8 fans in the stands.
It was
8
a good group.
total.
They were loud though.
They were loud.
They were proud.
But the Jags, very small traveling party. They leave a little bit later. They're quarantined to 3 floors. Can't go down to the lobby. I will say this: NFL 2 weeks in a row, Saturday tests 0 positives. That's awesome. So they seem to, and that's 2 weeks into the regular season, which is good because camp's over now. Well, and again, it's going to happen, but it's been so far so good.
Well, the tragedy of schools reopening, that's not played out as it was presented to us. Don't forget now, it's fair to hold. I mean, at some point, we have to hold the arbiters of news gathering accountable for what they're saying at the time. They said that my man Adam Schefter said it would be blood in the streets, dude.
Carnage.
I mean, come on, man. Everyone said that football wasn't work and how dumb it is and how irresponsible and how you don't value human life. I read some Yahoo article that's not by a Yahoo, someone on Yahoo Sports Stand, and the lady actually said that the Big Ten is coming back for the money with no regard for the lives of their athletes. Like, football players are going to die of COVID. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I mean, it really is. And if there's anyone out there now still in position thinking that if a healthy college athlete gets COVID, he's going to die, I don't know what to do for it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to anyone.
All right, well, the NFL now is 2 weeks in. We've got Monday Night Football this evening with the Raiders and the Saints. But just some observations. The Dallas Cowboys were looking at 0-2. And I was at the station yesterday. Marcel Robinson's a huge Falcon fan, much like you.
God bless him. Much like my son. I'm not a huge Falcon fan.
And he sat there and told me point blank at 29-7, was that what it was? He said, that ain't enough. He said, it's not enough. I said, I think you're in pretty good shape. It's not enough.
Want to hear something funny?
What?
I went over to a group, watched the Jags game with a group of guys, and we're following the Falcons score. And when it was 29-10, I said they'll lose 33-32.
Yeah.
It was almost right.
Yeah.
And I meant it.
Yeah.
But they lost 40-39 with Dan Quinn should not have been allowed on the plane yesterday. He shouldn't have a job today.
Yeah.
He should be fired by noon.
Because he didn't tell the guys you can fall on a football when it's rolling.
You haven't taught a Pop Warner rule. And they gave the game away, and it's too hard to get a win in the league to give it away. And Dan Quinn is 100% responsible. He should be fired today. I don't care.
That was bad.
Put a monkey on the damn sideline, and you'll have as much success.
That was bad. The ball, and you've probably seen it a million times, but the onside kick was slowly rolling. And Mike McCarthy got away with another huge
Yeah.
gaffe of going
Yeah.
for 2. What are you doing?
I don't know what they're doing.
Make it a one-score
Correct.
game.
And it's this happening all over the league. I just don't know what these guys are
McCarthy,
doing.
2 weeks in a row,
Yeah.
has made some very on-the-field weird decisions. He must not have that guy. You got to have that guy. And if you don't have that guy, this is what happens. So, anyway, we'll start there. But that's again, we talked about the 0-2 being 0-2, and thankfully the Jags aren't in that position. But if you're 0-2, which the Texans are, but I mean, if you're the Texans, you lost to Baltimore and Kansas City. So
Right, you're not getting 2.
don't panic. The Jets, panic. The Dolphins, panic.
Again, the Dolphins.
I know.
You get what you deserve. You're not playing Tua. So
Yeah.
get what you deserve.
Yeah, the Broncos, panic. Speaking of not playing Tua, if you're the Chargers, you play Herbert now. He just proved he's fine.
And the head coach, what is the first thing that he cliches?
That was wrong. I like him, too. He's one of my
That was
faves.
dumb.
But that's idiotic. Anthony Lynn came out and said if Tyrod's healthy, he's going to be our guy. Why?
You know what he could do would serve the same purpose? Come out, extend your middle finger to the camera and say, that's for our fans. See you next week. I mean, really, dude. How can you force it? A guy gets to
He made
play
some
on
nice throws.
2 minutes' notice. He threw for 300 yards.
Yeah, he made some nice
Yeah,
throws.
and he didn't get. I'll tell you
Rattled.
what else is happening
Yeah.
with these young quarterbacks,
Yeah.
even from like when Gabbert came along.
Mhm.
They don't get rattled as easy, Hick.
No.
Like any of them.
Are you saying
anyway.
Gabbert didn't get rattled?
I said since it's
Oh.
changed since then.
Oh.
He got rattled by,
Okay.
boo. Ah. Whoa.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. The Detroit Lions are 0-2, and they're in trouble. The Vikings are 0-2 and haven't looked good. The Panthers are 0-2. Those are the teams that are, now because NFL percentage, I think, is like 15% of 0-2 teams make
Yeah,
it.
we looked at it the other day.
It's not good. So, anyway, some of the stuff from around the league yesterday, and boy, it's fascinating stuff. It's fascinating. There's some great games, some great moments.
Kansas City, early peak, Kansas City, Baltimore, Monday Night Football next week.
Yeah, what about that?
Oof. And I believe it's actually the 50th anniversary to the day of Monday Night Football.
Is it?
I believe so.
Joe Willie and the New York Jets against the Cleveland Browns
That's
in
correct.
1970. I remember it well.
Keith Jackson on the call. Whoa, Nelly.
7 years old. Watching
Well,
that game.
Deion Sanders tried to get in the FSU coaching search, and I mean, I think he really did want and think he could get the FSU's head coaching job. And, you can't go from high school to FSU no matter who you are. I wonder if announcing he's going to coach Jackson State is an effort to get to a bigger time job, or is he just looking for something to do? What do you make of Deion Sanders?
No, I think he wants to be a coach.
Taking the Jacksons. He's getting kind of old, man. He got a late start on that.
Yeah.
He's 53 years old,
I
man.
think if he goes there and does a good job for a couple years, he'll go get a
bigger job.
I think he's got the name power to do that and get something. So yeah, good for him. I don't think it's just a hobby for him. I think
Jimmy's Jackson State, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he really has the coaching bug.
I wonder if he
will.
calls Jimmy. Maybe Jimmy over there coaching receivers.
Is it Brady Ackerman at Jackson State? I believe he is.
Is he? Wow.
I believe so.
I wonder if he will be in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. I may be wrong, but I thought
Mike Norvell has the COVID.
Yeah.
No, you're correct, Dan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
he does.
Which immediately, what makes you nervous there is that's the one guy that's hypothetically around most everyone. But then when you realize that people really aren't face-to-face with people that often, even in football.
No.
The coach is standing up here. The players are out there in the classroom taking their notes, and especially if you're conscious not to, you don't have to be right on top of someone. So
I did learn something in hearing that news. I've never heard this term before. Deputy coach.
They have a deputy
coach will take over.
Is that
in the
Odell
interim.
Hagan still?
No.
Oh,
guy.
did Odell stay through the whole thing?
Yeah, Chris Thompson, I believe is his
Oh
name.
yeah, Jags running back.
Yeah, no. He will be the
Ties to the program, of course, played there.
he will
Boy,
be
he's
the
busy.
coach.
Plays here on Sunday and coaches on the weekend.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same, but I could be wrong. He'll be the coach Saturday when FSU goes to get bludgeoned by the Kings.
I thought Miami was impressive Saturday night.
The kid was good.
Yeah, he's like a game manager, but a little more explosive than just being a game manager.
I'm a little worried about some of their play calls in terms of sometimes he just takes the snap and runs.
Yeah.
He's a little guy, man. He's a tough kid, but that's a lot of.
You watched any? But Miami gets a big win at Louisville.
Yeah.
By big, I mean a big score. They put it on them, and give them credit. They weren't all that awesome week one. Here is, again, where for Miami, it's the staying power. It's the consistency. FSU looks so bad in that first game, though. I mean, to blow that home game against Georgia Tech, we found out this weekend Georgia Tech's about half as good as UCF. So that makes the Florida State loss to them even more
that
egregious.
Looks bad because UCF's
I think Miami
better than FSU.
really put it on FSU.
They might.
Because Miami looked pretty good. I mean, they got some athletes on defense, and they fly to the ball.
They were hitting.
Yeah, and Cameron Harris is a good running back, man.
The one thing, and I mean, pads accentuate it, but not having fans and listening is kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
And hearing all the stuff going on the field.
By the way, Lashley, there's another one. Look at Miami running wide open on some long touchdown plays.
Yeah.
That's a new coordinator. That's another
Brett
one.
Lashley from Auburn.
Yeah, where the coordinator makes a difference. He's a Gus Malzahn disciple. I think he played for Gus Malzahn in high school.
And then the Lakers, late last night, Anthony Davis hit a game winner at the buzzer, a 3-ball. The Nuggets had come back and were going to win. Had 2 shots at rebounds, didn't get them. I was disappointed, obviously, rooting for the Nuggets. But the Lakers are going to dispose of the
you think
Denver Nuggets fairly quickly here. And the Celtics are getting back into the series, 2-1. And here's the thing. You talked about the mental wear and tear of
not being able to hold a lead.
Yeah, well, on the flip side, Celtics can sit there and say, we've pretty much led this whole series.
Well, yeah,
let's just hold on
Milwaukee
now.
tried that. It didn't work for them. So,
well,
I started thinking about this, and then I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. Like, our era tends to look at, like, a potential NBA Finals as getting a real boost if it's Boston-LA.
Yeah.
Then I realized that Boston-LA ain't nothing to 75% of the world.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, there's no rivalry there. There's nothing intense. I mean, Larry Bird.
They'll try to hype it that way.
Yeah, they will. But again, they're speaking to us to our era. But our kids, Celtics. The Celtics are Kevin Garnett.
Probably call Bird and Johnson and have them cut a spot.
Right.
Something along those lines.
I still think the Heat will win that series, but not as sure now that it's 2-1. By the way, Lakers and world, it's okay that Anthony Davis and just Anthony Davis hit the shot. Yeah, he didn't have to be possessed by Kobe Bryant's spirit or because he's wearing his uniform or because he hit a three-pointer. It was, some sort of exhibition by Kobe reaching from the grave. But
was that suggested?
Oh, that's the entire narrative.
Oh.
But Frank Vogel said in his postgame.
AD channels Lakers legend with buzzer 3. Yeah, I'm sure as he was
good for them
trying to get open, it was
the Lake Show. All right, that's what's going on in the sports world.
I thought you had a DeChambeau. You were going to ask me a DeChambeau golf.
Oh yeah,
question.
Thank you.
You're
I'm glad you brought that up before we go to break. My viewing
amazing catch by me, the first in my career.
Yes, because you had predicted viewing habits. So here's what I'll say about the U.S. Open. Man, I watched a good amount. Thursday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Saturday, I really was into it because the college football was crummy.
Okay.
However, not one swing of a club yesterday. I kept checking the scoreboard. DeChambeau had motored into the lead, and obviously early on I wasn't going to watch it. I was totally into the Jags.
Oh, of course.
But I thought at 4 o'clock I might go. No desire. Nothing, nada. Almost like, golly, did not happen. So I did not watch any on Sunday. Nothing.
If you weren't watching while the Jag window was on, then you missed the only drama that happened. The drama.
It was a very uneventful Sunday, though.
Well,
very disappointing
that's
Sunday.
because DeChambeau had caught him by the turn.
He was the only one under par, I think, of the whole tournament yesterday. The only one who shot under par.
That's correct.
So tip of the cap to him.
Dustin Johnson shot even par 70. But the only real drama, and it wasn't incredible
drama. It was on the front
drama.
9.
Yeah, because he caught Wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf had a 2-shot lead going in. He caught Wolf, and then I'm with you. Now, I would have, if you would have given me a compelling matchup, I would have watched Golf Exclusive from 4:30 on.
My favorite.
I watched some. Yeah, I'm like you. I watched just about everything Thursday, Friday, and I did watch all day Saturday.
Okay,
I didn't do anything. Didn't go anywhere. It's raining.
My favorite.
Football was terrible.
My favorite moments at the U.S. Open came on hole number 4 with the the fans in their yard.
Yeah.
Where they set up the bleachers, and now we have a new thing for Wolf. Ow!
Yeah. Well, the first time they did the "ow" chant, I believe it was on Saturday. He hit it way right out of bounds. You could tell, or into the rough at least. So, Man, these young guys are something else. But you look back, you got to win that, man. You got to get those.
Well, he shot a 65.
History will forget you real quick, guys. I got news for you. There's some kid right now at golfing at Stanford who's going to be the real deal in a year.
Every year.
So, but I will say this for Bryson DeChambeau.
Uh-huh.
All right. I am analytic out, okay? I'm tired of anytime someone wins something, we equate it to some magical historical reference, right? It's all the time now. It's every game, every game, every sport. But this one means something. And you know what I mean? When Rory went, well, Rory's the only guy except Tiger and Bobby Jones, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Then Jordan Spieth, and the next guy, and the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
Bryson DeChambeau has now won the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
He's won the U.S. Amateur.
Okay.
And he's won the U.S. Open. Okay. 2 other guys have done that, and those 2 guys are Jack and Tiger. Now, there's an analytic I'll embrace. We're not messing around with any sideshows or particulars. 3 guys have won those ultimate events, and he's one of them.
Beef, caller number 3, tell them what they're going to win.
Call number 3 right now at 641-1010, boys. Going to go home with quite the prize pack this week. We've got not only a $25 gift certificate to Winn-Dixie, score more savings in the Winn-Dixie app. Download today for winning deals, your mystery bonus points multiplier coupons, and more. Winn-Dixie, it's a win-win. We'll also tack on a $25 gift card from Tropical Smoothies. So be caller 3 right now at 641-1010.